up, my awesome viewers? It is Real Gian here, doing a little bit different format due to, the current situation. Yeah, definitely. Well, anyways, here is the topic of the video. You guys probably read it from the title already. And does the latest SOC matter? The system on a chip, we're talking about smartphones. I'm probably gonna have to title it better in a way where people can kind of understand what I'm talking about, hopefully. But anyways, okay. So we now have the 865 and soon we're gonna have the 865 Plus. So here's the thing. It does matter, but it only matters to two groups of people that I believe. The first group is the bleeding edge group, the group that are early adopters. They want the latest and greatest thing. They like to show off, and that's what it is. And the second group that honestly not a lot of the tech YouTuber mentions is that the emulator group, where you would need the latest system on a chip if you want to run emulators, the really high demanding ones, at smooth frame rates. So what am I talking about, right? Okay. So I'm talking about like the emulators like Dolphin, the emulators that are like GameCube, Wii, where the latest system on a chip with the latest graphics card or graphics chip in this particular case with cell phones actually does matter. Like I have seen videos on ETA Prime where it's actually a pretty cool channel, by the way. And no, I'm not sponsored by him or things like that. I just watch his videos. Anyways, so he does videos where he gets the latest smartphones and he plays a bunch of different emulators and shows you, okay, this particular emulator can perform well with this particular system on a chip. And that to me is very valuable information, because one of the reasons why that I moved to the Note 9 to begin with from the LG V20 is that my system on a chip just doesn't really handle good emulation that well. And also the phone overheats. But that's a different story for the V20. But anyways, going back on the topic is that those are the two groups that I can really think about when it comes to sort of, does the latest system on a chip matter, the SOC? And for everybody else, to be honest, if you're just going on Instagram, any of the regular media sites, web browsing, call, text, like typical phone usage, the latest SOC does not matter whatsoever. Maybe, just maybe, camera quality, but that's also the actual camera module itself with the cell phone. And the SoC does play a role. I do notice that there's a lot of complaints between the Exynos and the Snapdragon version of the S20 Ultra, which does make sense, because if you're paying the same amount of money, you should be able to get the same amount of product. But since you're not, that's a different story. And, speaking about that topic, just kind of going on a little tangent here, where the reason why my Note 9 is Exynos and not Snapdragon is because during the time when the Note 9 was out, I was looking at listings and I noticed one that was, instead of $1,000, it was $650. There you go. So for those of you that are wondering how come I choose the Exynos, that's pretty much it. At that time, I was like, damn, it's a Note 9, right? What's the difference? Back then, I did not know any better. So it's a Note 9, right? $650. That sounds legit. Like it sounds expensive enough where I know I'm not gonna get a scam phone, and it also sounds cheap enough where I'm like, all right, I can save myself about like $350. Like, okay, I'll do it. So click and buy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's the story of why I got the Exynos, and lo and behold, it is the inferior version, which is fine. It's not a problem, because it was a mistake that I made, that I didn't know any better. I see a cheaper phone, I click and I buy. That's pretty much it. But when it comes to the S20 Ultra, where apparently it's the exact same price and you don't find that huge delta, okay, that actually does matter now, because that's not a different story. If it's the same money, you should have the same phone. So there you go. And then going back on topic again, yeah, that's pretty much the only real reason why system on a chip should matter to people, is that it's either you want to show off, or you need it. You need it where you're running emulators. And oh, that just reminds me. Okay, micro SD. It is so important, and one of the reasons why I'm not even gonna bother with the OnePlus 8 is that it doesn't have micro SD expansion, and I don't think it ever will. That's the sad part, is that if they do, that would make it a really good phone. I would swing for it. It would jump from the OnePlus 10 or something, not the OnePlus 8 from a Note 9. I don't think that's a good jump. So later on, we're talking like 2+ years down the line, if they ever change their mind and do micro SD, I am all for it, because I am a emulator gamer, because I go to a lot of places where my phone and a controller is pretty much my entertainment. So yeah, having micro SD is really important to me. And I know that a lot of phones don't have it. The S20 Ultra does, but that's $1,400. That's not worth it. A PC is better. And yeah, that's a different topic for a different day. So yeah, those are pretty much the only reasons why. Going back on topic again, sorry about this, guys. It's not scripted whatsoever, as you can already tell. So yeah, going back on the system on a chip, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, unless you're paying really high dollar, or you want to show off, or you run emulators, those are the only reason why I think system on a chip matters. But on like the emulation side, where if you don't plan on running like the latest greatest emulators, like the 3D ones, you plan on running sort of like the 2D SNES or meme, things like that, yeah, you don't really need the latest system on a chip. I've seen, again, going back to the ETA Prime guy, I've seen him use phones that are like budget quality, like phones that are like $100, and run emulators just fine. So yeah, that's also that too. So don't think just because you run emulators, you need the latest SOC to run like 2D stuff. Nah, you don't need it. You only really need it when you're doing like the hardcore 3D stuff, like Dolphin. Yeah. And hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully somebody out there in the comments can prove that I'm wrong. That would be great. Maybe it's just me having to tweak around with the Dolphin settings to make games run better. If that is the case, that is awesome, because then I don't need to buy a phone ever, hopefully. But that's probably not true anyways. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't spend the big money, get the latest SoC, because it probably doesn't matter. So alright guys, hope you guys stay well, stay safe, keep social distancing and things like that. And yeah, if you guys liked the video, I most likely will make more, because this is pretty much the only content I can make at this time. The regular content with actual like things to look at, probably going to be slow. Like how I said in the comment, that's probably going to be slow. So yeah, these types of content I can probably do more. Anyways, you guys like it, subscribe, hit the bell, more content. You guys stay awesome. And that's it guys. Take care.